In this video, we're going to go over the strategy that I'm going to use to attempt to, no, screw that. The strategy that I'm going to use to pass the FTMOs that were mentioned in the previous videos. No attempt. That's it. We're going to do this. It's going to be me and you guys together. That's it. Positivity. All right. Anyway, so strategies based off of ICT concepts. If you guys aren't familiar with ICT, it's inner circle trader, right? I'll add the link to his YouTube page because the guy's a goat, and there's a wealth of knowledge throughout his entire page. Like I mentioned before, I've gone through so many different strategies, but for whatever reason, this one resonates with me, right? I understand it, I like it, and even if you guys say I'm completely trading it wrong, it's been working out for me, so I'm going to continue to trade it the way that I'm trading it, and that's pretty much it. So to break down the strategy, you're going to take the midnight price, New York time, so midnight New York, Eastern Standard, so there's 12 a.m., right? And then 8:30 price, a.m. And basically what we're waiting for is for the market. It could do whatever it wants within this time frame, right? Our time frame to trade is after 8:30. So basically, after 8:30, right, right here, we're going to grab the high and the low that it created between midnight, right, between midnight and 8:30, and we're gonna wait for there to be a break of either the high or the low. Once there's a break of the high or the low, we're gonna wait for a market structure shift. It's like a tongue twister, right? And then after that point, you're gonna look for your entry, which is typically on a fair value gap. I'll get into it once we get to an actual chart on where the entry should be and whatnot. So I either enter on a fair value gap or what he calls an OTE, optimal trade entry. And I'll show you guys how I have my fib set up so you can mark it out the same way to take the trades if you want to take the trades, right? Again, remember, I'm not trying to give financial advice. I know that a bunch of these people include this disclaimer. This is just me trying to do something, and hopefully you guys are along for the ride, and hopefully I'm actually able to be profitable, right? No, what? I'm gonna be profitable. All right. So that's pretty much the gist of the strategy. Getting into an actual chart, right? I'm gonna take this was this Thursday that just passed. I'm gonna take the high, right? And I'm gonna take the low. All right. By the way, this is all on NASDAQ. I chose NASDAQ just because I've been trading it for such a long time, and I feel like I understand the way it moves. I like it. And that's the only reason. ICT trades ES, EU, and a bunch of other things. But I like NASDAQ. And I've noticed that it works for me. Also, he typically trades indices after 9:30. And now he's got something called the silver bullet where he trades from 10 to 11. But I like looking for my setups after 8:30 because sometimes you do get in on an early setup, but there's also a lot of times where you can get stopped out, but typically there is a second entry and you hit TP. So just based off of my back testing, this is what I like to do. So we drop down to the minute time frame because that's where we're taking our entry. And we're pretty much just waiting for a break of the high or the low. Honestly, I do not remember how this day played out. Let's see. Do we get a break of the high or the low? See if 9:30 brings us something. Typically, the moves do happen after 9:30, but sometimes they do happen before. So here goes. Okay, 9:30. We got a break of the low. Okay. Do we get? And we get. Okay, cool. Okay, so right now we got a break of the low. I'm looking for. Let's see. I'm looking for the break of this high right now for there to be a change in character, right? And then look for the fair value gap. Let's see if we get that. We get the break of that. Perfect. All right. At this point, since the move is so far away, let me see. We get a bearish candle. Okay. So at this point, I'll take my fib. Where's my fib? I'll draw my fib out. So 61.8 is the optimal trade entry. This is the fair value gap that is formed. So to be able to get in on the trade right away, if you grab your fib and you draw it out, you can either get in right away at the 61.8 if it comes down, right? So long position. You're going to look to get in here. Stops below the low and then shoot for 1 to 2. Now, if you really want to try to get like a sniper entry, you could try to aim for this fair value gap as well. Not as well, but one or the other, right? And see if you still get a 1 to 2. Where's my 1 to 2? 1 to 2. To be completely honest, me on this trade, I didn't take it. I had too many things going on. My wife's pregnant. That was the week of our baby shower and everything else, so I wasn't trading. But I'd probably go in on the OT. I wouldn't wait for that fair value gap because it's very far away. This was a large move, so I'll opt for this instead of this trade right here. But let's play it out. Let's see. All right, tagged in and full TP. So like I said, this fair value gap is very far away from where price is. I like to get in. I would like to have the opportunity to actually get into the trade. And looking at the market structure and the size of the candles, I believe that that was a higher probability entry than anything else. And that's basically the strategy. Now, as you notice, we're coming up to the high side, right? The previous high from midnight to 8:30. Let's just see if we take out that liquidity, which we did, and for us to have an actual change of character, it would have to break this low here. And the reason why I say this low here is because I like a 3 candle setup. It has to have the middle candle be lower than the candle to the left and the candle to the right. And if it's a high, the middle candle has to be higher than the candle to the left and the candle to the right. Let's see if we get this. We got it there. Okay. So I'm looking for, let's see. No, we didn't get it, which is fine. I typically like liquidity to be taken and then there be a market structure shift. That's what I like to look for. It is what it is. There he is.